Girl, you look so damn sweet. No, no, I wish I could taste the moment. Been around the world, hey, but there's nothing like that Southern edge, girl. No, I've been around the world, whoa. Nothing like that Southern edge, girl. Yeah. Okay, now pour me a one. Better yet, make it soon. They say the night is young. With this cup like the fountain in you. Shining. Tell me what your sign is. Tell me what your dream, little lady. I could buy by the bottle, I promise. Because you look so sweet. I wish I could take some moment. Girl, you look so damn sweet. No, no, I wish I could taste the moment. Been around the world, hey, but there's nothing like that Southern edge, girl. No, I've been around the world, whoa. Nothing like that Southern edge, girl.
Hey, people, it's your boy Chef Rock. There's a new sheriff in town, Southern Edge Beverage Company. And let me tell you, you better taste the edge. Watch this. Taste the edge. Sweet tea vodka, salted caramel whiskey will rock you. The taste is smooth and refreshing. Gluten-free, no harsh burn for the blessing. Make it neat. Have it on ice. Buy both bottles. Have it twice. Mix with your favorite fruit juice. Nice. Mix a liqueur combo. Hype. We're black owned. Yeah. Find us in Atlanta telephone. College Park. Check this bone. Sweet tea, vodka, fix your fam. Southern Edge Beverages, Instagram. Salted caramel whiskey on the edge. New sheriff in town, baby. Taste the edge. Southern Edge can be found in the following locations in the metro Atlanta area. Total Wine and More in Alpharetta. Camp Creek World of Beverages. Prohibition Liquor. Firewater Package. Crest Wine and Spirits. And Bim's Package Store. It's time to taste the edge. Southern Edge, baby.
Is it too early to tell y'all what I was thinking about yesterday then on this note?
Go ahead. Here we go. Get ready to dump you.
I really thought about this for about an hour yesterday.
Okay. All right, let's hear it.
2028. Man, I'm thinking about running for president of the United States. If I start right now today.
Notty.
If I start my...
You got my support, man.
Because guess what I'm going to do? I was thinking about a reparations plan. I was thinking about a re-education plan, getting teachers raises. Like I really was formulating my whole campaign. And I said, if I start today, in 4 years, will I be ready to be president of the United States of America?
Like I just said, Donald Trump with no experience was president of the United States of America. He's got a good chance of winning again. Hell no. Why not?
Right.
I believe in you. I trust you. I believe in you way more than I do Trump. So why would I vote for you, Notty?
Have you ever been stranded on the side of the road, Arlie?
Yes.
It's not comfortable, is it?
No.
Dogs and poodles, if you find yourself in a jam on the side of the highway, give my folks at Bay 11 Towing a call, 404-770-6949. Again, that's 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in Metro Atlanta is very stressful and dangerous. Bay 11 Towing is who you need to call, whether you're dealing with a flat tire, dead battery, full-on breakdown, or whatever that may have you on the side of the road. Call our folks at Bay 11 Towing, and they will get to you with a competitive rate and quicker than everybody else in town. Again, that's Bay 11 Towing. That number is 404-770-6949.
Let's be clear. A clean, healthy environment is what you and your family deserve. The truth is, our indoor air can be up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air, which can dramatically affect respiratory health, especially among children and the elderly. The solution is clear. Clear filters trap and remove dangerous particles from the air, keeping substances like bacteria, viruses, mold, dust, and pollen from accumulating in your home and other indoor spaces. Clear filters offer a diverse selection of filters that meet the highest industry standards. Clear filters catch even the tiniest contaminants, creating a healthier and safer breathing experience in your home and other indoor environments without compromising the integrity of your heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems. Visit ProjectClear.org and take advantage of all the benefits a cleaner, healthier, pollution-free environment has to offer. And together, Let's clear the air.
Imagine feeling invigorated and focused, not by artificial substances, but by natural pre-workout supplements. This isn't just a thought, but a reality many athletes and fitness enthusiasts are embracing. They hold the key to elevated performance without the commonly associated side effects of synthetic products. However, overlooking the potential of these supplements means missing out on that all-natural energy boost and focus. It means accepting unnecessary crashes post-workout. It's a pain point that no fitness enthusiast should grapple with, especially when there's a healthier alternative. At Lion Roar Herbs, we produce a vegan all-natural pre-workout that is proven to increase performance and boost every workout. Visit us at lionroarherbs.com to learn more and look for natural performance energy. That's NPE. We are sure you will feel the difference.
What's up to all of the wonderful people out there in Know-It-All Land? It's your girl, Arle Michelle, live and direct with your boy Notty for the No Show. I might turn my head around. Oh, hold on. I might have to get off. We're going to have to wait till commercial for that. Y'all can't see my bad hair day. I've had a bad hair day.
It be like that sometimes.
I had a bad hair week. I was trying to let people say I had on a Kango. See, I got on a Kango.
A Kango, that's a Kango hat?
Yep.
Okay, all right. They go back as far as LL Cool J. Back in the
hard
day.
as hell. Arle Michelle is hard as hell. Battle anybody. I don't care if you tell. I excel. What's up, y'all? Hey, Notty, how are you?
Man, I can't complain. Same suit just reheated.
Hey, I get it. It's been a day.
Right.
How is everybody out there in Know? Huh?
I said I'm just here.
Hey, I want you to be more than just here, but they say we don't want to just be surviving. We want to be thriving.
Right.
Loose Neck, shout out to you. I like that picture.
Shout out to Creole Indians.
Yes, that's my cousin. We don't know each other.
Your cousin was here early.
I know. I reached out to them.
Melvin Eccles. Shout out to you, player. Appreciate you stopping through.
Yep, Mocha Bella, the sweet Mocha Bella. Pretty, is that like pretty chocolate? Mocha is chocolate, right?
I think mocha is like some sort of chocolate.
Some kind of chocolate, sexy
might
chocolate.
Have caffeine in it too, though. It might got a little spunk in it.
Yeah, got a little sexy chocolate.
Right.
She down there handling Miami. Did you have to evacuate, Mocha? I know Miami is about to get hit again. Well, coming through Florida, I'm not sure the same exact parts, but Lord Jesus.
Yeah, man, gotta pray for them folk, man. Hope them folk be all right.
It is more than a notion. I have a cousin that's in Tampa. We have a cousin group thread, and we text him last night. He said, I'm in Boca Raton. I was like, is that any better? Lord, you need to come up here. Come to Georgia. We're not getting it because it's going on out that way. It's not. We're not going to get.
Right.
They hadn't
We
even
we
cleaned up
we
on
we
the
don't
land.
never get that too terrible.
We'll get tornado spinoffs here and there, but
Right.
my
But
family in Mississippi, they catch the tornadoes often. Like
right.
they get all the bad
Out of
tornadoes.
all the places in in this country, it's like Georgia or definitely Atlanta. That part, like we don't really get nothing catastrophic,
Nope, we're
which
too
is
inland.
right, which is a positive thing. That's
Yeah.
the number one reason why I like this area.
Yep, we don't get such bad weather, but um I remember that year, and I didn't even know it happened. We had a tornado that it had been like 100 years, I think, since a tornado had come through downtown Atlanta. We were
Right.
in the Hawks game, and you came outside, and all the lights were flashing. I was in there. I was having too many cocktails. That's really what happened. I mean, oh yeah, and you can't hear anything in Phillips Arena because it wasn't State Farm then; it was Phillips Arena. You can't hear nothing. They just dribbling and playing.
Right.
The lights went out. Nothing happened. We come outside. It looks like Armageddon. I was like, what happened? You look up, windows had lost, like glass had been blown out. The streets were being directed by police officers, which still wasn't odd because after a game, that's typically how they trying to get traffic through anyway.
Right.
Up some stuff. But it had not happened in 100 years. So you're right, we're pretty safe in the ATL.
Yep. That's a
Minus you going
positive
to
thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get no earthquakes. We don't get no hurricanes. No volcanoes or anything coming from a volcano. Only thing we might get is a bad thunderstorm, which is bad enough because people can't drive. And even though some report came out that said Georgia is top 5 in the safest drivers or the most well-behaved drivers. And I'm like, how is that possible? Right. If car insurance keep going up, how?
Well, that can't be true because when I talked to the gentleman the company who fixed my car, because of course I got hit and I had to put my car in the shop and it took forever to get it out.
Right.
That man was like it's like 45 accidents every minute. I was like, he said, because most of us are having a long time getting we're like, what is it? And I know COVID kept us from getting parts and stuff from various places, or they weren't making parts, everybody in the house, so people weren't going to work, stuff was shut down. But then they're trying to come back. And I was like, oh, it's going to take me forever to get my car back if people keep running into each other. But the way they drive out there, if it's 45 other states driving better than us, Lord, worse than us, I can't go nowhere. Because we drive pretty bad in Atlanta.
I mean, I agree. Definitely, if you got some rain or a little sleet,
don't
you
let
might
it
well stay in the house. Right.
Don't let it sprinkle because you're going to be spending somewhere because somebody, and these people, they ride up on you like they have the best brakes. You don't know if your brakes going to go out right then.
You never know when your brakes going to go out.
Right. You don't have an idea. So why are you in my back? As my daddy say, they in your ashtray. Get out my ashtray.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like it. What's up to Jungle Brother? I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining. He sent a message. Arlie, he just here for me. Hey, I don't look as cute as I'm gonna be cute in the morning. When you come back at 7, I'm gonna get myself together. I'm not gonna have on a hat. I'm gonna be ready.
Why you not cute now? What makes you say that?
Well, I don't feel cute.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel.
What your glasses look like? I hate to do it to you. Oh yeah, I already see. There you go.
I don't have any.
That's your claim to fame. You need to get we need to, you know what? We need to look into getting a glasses sponsorship.
I know, with real hooks on them. I put some. See, this part y'all has that. I put some little. My daddy said. I always do this.
Is that a gum wrapper?
No, it's electrical tape. My daddy said electrical tape everything, but I didn't put any on this side because, well, I did have the hook on this one. It didn't slid out, so now all I just have is electrical tape. But
you need some better than
you
need some duct tape.
I paid good money for these. I ain't about to throw them away. Long as I don't look down, we good. I couldn't find the piece. I would have super glued it, but I couldn't find it.
Right.
I don't know what's happening. I feel very Fred. I think that was Loose Neck Side that said that's what I do. Somebody said it in the chat one day. I go over there like Fred Sanford, hit the drawer, and then pull out whatever works. So
yeah, it ain't working.
No.
So you pulling out you just pulling out whatever.
Hey, I wanted them to be as close to what I have on as possible. That's important. I want them to kind of match. And this is in the pink family. And I'm wearing pink because I want to make sure that I acknowledge all of the this breast cancer
Breast
awareness
cancer
month.
awareness, right?
I want to acknowledge the survivors. I want to acknowledge those who were unable to fight off that horrific disease.
Right.
Your families and loved ones. Everybody get your tatas checked. And I don't mean by your
Right.
boyfriend who over there filling you up. Men too, because men.
I mean,
remember,
that's a good way to check them, though.
but he don't always know where the lumps are. He not focused
He
on dump.
should. He should. If he touch them enough, he should know. Hey, it feel a little funny today.
He should.
A little
So that
lump
might
right
help.
there. Right.
I hope.
But let's give I want to give an applause to all the breast cancer survivors, though. That's a lot of. That's a lot of strength. You know, you got to be tough to survive it. So, and it's some tough people that haven't survived it. So, we just want to remember them as well.
Absolutely. My mama battled breast cancer all October 22 into January of 24. And my one of my line sisters, a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, same things. And it's funny, my mom is a Delta. The joke we had was like, oh Lord, we don't have no pink. How we gonna support and celebrate? Because our colors are red and white. So I have this fuchsia shirt. I do not, and I got this pink. Somebody gave me this pink hat.
Right.
I was gonna wear it, but it made me look crazy. But I got my breast cancer hat.
Right.
And I'm gonna have to get some other paraphernalia for breast cancer because we fought the battle and we won. Praise you, God.
Well, just tell her keep washing that red enough. It'll turn pink.
At some point. No, my mama was like, wait, I made her a really pretty pink wreath. I had all this pink all over my house. I was like, ooh, I feel like I'm gonna get some hives, but it was just jokes. I ain't got no problem wearing whatever color if it means my mama and the women that I know. My line sister Danielle, shout out to Danielle Livingston, Elisa Brew Ordunia in California, two of my line sisters who fought and beat breast cancer also. So I have a very intimate connection I do not wish to have.
That's right. I feel you on that. There's a lot of connections out there that we don't wish to have, and I think there's a couple of them in these hot topics. So let's get into it and discuss it.
Who you going with first? I love that. That little part made me feel like I'm supposed to be somewhere. Like with Jimmy got what is Jimmy? Oh, I can't think of it. Okay, who you got up first?
Thank you. These hot topics. What you got on Diddy?
Diddy, this nothing bad, all good.
Okay.
I mean, not bad that he's in prison. That's the bad. Well, people gonna mix my words up. But Diddy's mom, Janice, and his twin daughters, Delilah and Jesse, flew from Cali and went to visit him. With the girls traveled from Cali to go visit him on the 9th, or yesterday. It was either Monday or Tuesday. And
today the 9th.
Yes, right. That's why I'm on the wrong day. And they had a very good visit. They were supervised, of course, and they were able to hug and talk to him. The girls hadn't seen him since he was, first arrested and turned himself in. Christian, Justin, and Quincy had already gone to see him. Diddy is going to try again, a third appeal of being released from jail. And not have to stay there until his court case. So we'll see what that happens. I didn't get to read yet and it was just so much going on. It said his new defense team. So I don't know if he's hired people that are specific in appeals or if he's getting a whole new, I don't think he's starting all over because that wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Right. He might be doing the OJ. You start out with Shapiro and then you bring in Cochran and everybody work together, the all-star legal team.
All-star legal team. I mean, you're going to need it to fight the charges that have been levied against him. What's interesting is that people of a different complexion than ours are also starting to see that he must have lost his protection from some colonizers that were allowing him to get away with this for many, many moons.
Right.
So it's Notty's buddy Schultz Because Notty won't say, I thought you ain't like. It's not that I didn't like him. I didn't like what he said.
Yeah.
I can like you and not like something you said. I often feel that way about you, Notty. I still like you. I just don't like what you said.
You know what I've been wondering, because I'm kind of out the loop on a lot of things. Who is this Jaguar Wright?
You don't know Jaguar?
I don't understand. I know she's saying a lot of stuff, and some people trying to debunk some of the stuff she's saying, and some people saying no, what she's saying is credible. I don't know. I said, let me ask Arle.
Let me say, Jaguar Wright, has been on this show. I cannot think of it, but it's a podcast as well, like a live stream show or something. So Jaguar was a singer, and she has some songs. I can't name her solo hits, but I think she did some backgrounds for people like the Jay-Z's, the Diddy's, all those people in there.
Right.
She went on a rant about who first? It might have been Tevin Campbell. She doesn't spare anybody. She goes in about everybody. Jill Scott, Tevin Campbell, Jay-Z, Diddy. And she uses a lot of curse words. Like in this hour, just going, I try to tell y'all. And it appears that she's on something because that's the way she sounds. I'm saying appears. I don't know it. I wasn't present for the interview. But yeah, she has a lot to say about a lot of things. And so much so that she just she's probably gonna get a cease and desist if she doesn't quit. Because people are starting to, she's trying to tie, Jay-Z and Beyonce with Diddy, or worse than Diddy, and they not playing that. Like,
yeah, she was
people are quiet. People are not saying nothing. Let me say this. In the legal world, when they tell you to be quiet, like if so-and-so got in trouble, just like in school, you need to be quiet until it's your turn to say something. If you start jumping out and having all these opinions, that just brings you into the whole thing. You might have been coming anyway, but at least it gives you an opportunity to mount your defense. They always tell you too, no comment, because if you say something, just like think of all the things Diddy has now said or done that they're using, that wasn't what the context of it was at the time that it was said. But now, because, it's like those neighbors that go, I knew something was going on over there because that one time she parked her car sideways and I've been, and it's not necessarily a credible thing, but yeah.
Right. She was on Pierce Morgan's show. And she said a lot of stuff about Jay-Z and Beyonce, and Jay-Z lawyers came out and said a lot of that stuff wasn't true. And Pierce Morgan, I guess he was forced to apologize. Right.
Because if you're going to put something out in the world, there is a thing called freedom of speech. Yes, First Amendment, we talked about it on our show, but you can't. That's why we have to say allegedly on a lot of the things that we say, because somebody can come back to us and they can sue us for libel or slander. Slander is speaking it. So slander, if we spoke it, libel, if we put it in a written language, they can sue us. We can go to court. We can, what's that? Tasha K, I think her name is. She does like a podcast. She got sued for lots and lots of money because she put some stuff out there about, I think it was Cardi B. And she was
Cardi B sued her.
Taking you to court. And she lost because you cannot just say stuff. You just can't. You can do whatever you want, people. But you're going to have there are consequences to suffer for the things you're saying. If you look up Jaguar Wright, when I say she talk about everybody.
Oh, I like this song, Jay-Z, A Song Cry. That was my favorite song on that album.
Okay. Well, Jaguar Wright claims to have all this background, and she might loose neck. That is correct. She could be telling the truth, just like Orlando. What is his last name that used to be on That's So Raven? What is his last name? Orlando Brown, maybe?
Oh, I was gonna say Orlando Brown.
I think it's Orlando Brown. Everybody was like, he was telling y'all. And sometimes it's the messenger, and sometimes it's the message. Sometimes it's the amalgamation of both. Like, Jaguar Wright is not feeling credible because of the way she's spewing it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I saw her on some I guess it was on TikTok, but she was having some interview where she was just having a total meltdown. Like she was losing it. She was like, I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. I just want to rest and I need to get back. And I was like, and after that I just kept seeing her everywhere. I'm like, man, something is really going on. with this sister. I hope everything work out for her though.
Right. And if these things, let's just be clear. If these things are true, because they talk about, when you're around, and some of that is protection for them, just having a brother who's not even remotely as famous as a Jay-Z and Beyonce. But people will misconstrue the simplest of things. And then next thing, like some girl tried to say, my brother, I can't remember how she phrased it. Oh, he must be, what did she say? Because I always just stand and listen. It happened to me at church when I don't like this and blah, blah, blah. And they kept trying to stop the dude. And he was just like, no, because I don't like, and they were like, that's Arle's brother. And he was like, oh, well, I just was telling the truth. He called me and apologized later because it was unwarranted. None of the stuff is true. They're like,
right.
Oh, I know what this girl was telling me because it's so many stories. She was like, yeah, she was talking to this group of people about, and I know his family. I go to the house all the time, and I met his mama and his mama. And I was just sitting there listening. And I was like, really? I said, oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm his sister. I'm live there. I'm just curious as which houses you're going to with his parents. Right. Another set. And then she had to be like, well, I ain't mean that. I just meant people good to make up
right
when they don't have the truth or they want to be the big person.
Correct.
I'm not saying Jaguar Wright is lying. I am not one. Ryan Stewart, hush. Talking about Jaguar Wright be telling the truth. It is alleged until y'all prove it, because we are not going to be sued on the No Show.
Right. Well, maybe the truth will come out soon.
It will. And people are not going to be ready for it. And people will say, well, they need to, just like Doug was saying one morning that he felt like LeBron James should come out and explain such and such about his son and what he did and who he talked to. No, I don't owe y'all that. I know I'm a public figure, but I just don't owe y'all.
Well, they got journalists who that's their job, is to find the truth. And in this situation, considering everything is going to the courts, it's going to be up to the legal personnel to find out what is the truth and what is not the truth, and what we're going to sweep under the rug, and who are going to get money for it. So,
And with the Piers Morgan situation, he had to apologize. He had to retract it, take it down. But the internet stuff stay up for the rest of your life.
Yeah. It's what Doug say, perpetuity.
In perpetuity. So with he's gonna have to. The lawyer wrote it in such a way. He's like, and the truth is, when people do that kind of stuff, it does mess up. If I'm a for real victim, that's messed up. Like now my claims are less warranted or less looked at because it's other people making up stuff. So we're gonna see how that all everything it's gonna come out.
Right. Well,
it's gonna be salacious because we like a train wreck. Oh, we love it.
We love a train wreck. Well, they once indicted Snoop Dogg for murder. That murder was the case. What you got on Snoop?
They gave me. Snoop, congratulations to Snoop. They have sealed his 1993 case that can never be looked at or opened up or any of that stuff anymore brought against him. So
somebody won. We got a winner.
Somebody won. We got a winner. We will never know what really happened with that. He and his bodyguard in 1993 were accused of shooting a gentleman, and the court case lasted 3 years. It was not until 1996 that he was found not guilty. And I didn't look to see what happened to his bodyguard, but I was listening to his interview that he did after the case. And he was just like, if the lady asked, or the reporter asked, like, do you feel like you were given a different outcome because you had the money to fight the case and all that? And he was like, yeah. Had I been just a regular Joe Blow on the street, you don't have the money to get a dream team like like Snoop. And it costs. That stuff costs. You're looking at, $400 an hour, and they're billable at every 15-minute increment. So that $100 every 15 minutes. And I'm sure those attorneys in California are far more than they are here in Georgia, and we are in the 4s and 5s and some 6s. Right. So they're probably about $1,000 an hour. Back then, you got to have money to fight. Everybody doesn't have it.
Yeah, that's just a terrible thing about capitalism. Like, I just wish everybody could be on the same level playing field when it comes to things of like the law. I mean, are you guilty or are you not guilty? Did you break a crime, a law, or did you not break a law? And it shouldn't matter how much money you got, but that's just how the game goes.
And I don't know if it always starts. See, the laws were never written for us to be a part of it. It was for rich society people, because when you did something and you were one of the field white, just regular folks, that's not how it worked for you either. But now it's just become a lot of what happens with us is rich man, poor man. So,
right.
Yep. But shout out to Snoop. Congratulations. Yep.
Woo. Glad Snoop got off. One round of applause for Snoop. As them folks start looking, hey, Snoop on top of the world right now.
On top of it, baby. Him and Martha Stewart on top of the world, top of the world, top of the world. Yep, that's his buddy. He changed his whole tune after all that stuff happened. He was like, I won't sing about murder and rapping. Killing people. All that stuff.
He changed it all.
He was like, because the tongue is powerful. He believes in a higher power, and he was like, "That's powerful. I'm gonna start rapping about the stuff I want." So,
right.
Peace.
Well, that's why I fool with Snoop.
Yep.
Smoking weed and chill, man. We can just cool.
He Corona commercials. He was the ambassador for the USA Olympics. Think about it. That dude was up for murder. Yeah. That is you're talking about a U-turn.
Yep. And this is the No Show with Arle and Notty. Make sure y'all hit that like, that subscribe, and that share button. Share with somebody, one person at least. Bring them into the fold. Let them know what we got going on. When we get back, we're gonna get into Arle's doing too much. Y'all stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Is it too early to tell y'all what I was thinking about yesterday then on this note?
Go ahead. Here we go. We get ready to dump you.
I really thought about this for about an hour yesterday.
Okay. All right, let's hear it.
2028. Man, I'm thinking about running for president of the United States. If I start right now today,
Notty,
if I start my
you got my support, man.
Because guess what I'm gonna do? I was thinking about a reparations plan. I was thinking about a re-education plan, getting teachers raises. Like I really was formulating my whole campaign. And I said, if I start today, in 4 years, will I be ready to be president of the United States of America?
Like I just said, Donald Trump with no experience was president of the United States of America. He's got a good chance of winning again. Hell no, why not?
Right.
I believe in you. I trust you. I believe in you way more than I do Trump. So why would I vote for you, Notty?
So swing states like Ohio and Wisconsin. Today's government supporters know that irregular Dow Jones is worse than politics. What do you think's going on? What makes you think she had anything? You don't have anything. So how did Bill Clinton get anything?
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Arle Michelle, with doing too much, doing too much, doing too much. And what I'd like to say briefly, which probably will not be brief, is that American politics is doing too much. The people that are on the internet who have all of these great and wonderful points, and I'm going to show y'all this and I'm going to show y'all that, and these 94 pages is this and this, I'm sick of it all. This morning, the Great Notty, Dread, as Ryan calls him, the Great Notty sent us, or it might have been another day, sent this message from this nice lady. I think it's called I'm going to look it up. And she was going on and on about us misinformation about FEMA, and that we were not misinformed, we were mistold, I guess is her thing. And so I looked at all of the rhetoric across the board. I have not had time to go into every single, because she mentioned a lot of documents that were long. I've already looked at one or two of them and found them not necessarily credible, but I understand her point. What I like to say to everybody out there, I was raised in a family that you can make your own. No. You cannot make your own decisions. Not when you're growing up. Your parents told you what to do. That's what it was. But as we got older, our parents tried to teach us creative, critical thinking, and look at it for yourself and realize that everything you hear might not be what it is. Everything you see might not be what it is. We don't always have a full understanding. I'm never going to be a political pundit. That's not my gift. I don't like policy like that, unless it's dealing with education or entertainment. But when it comes to everybody getting their news or their information from people online who perhaps you trust for whatever reason or not, I think that's just doing too much. I am not going to spend my days fighting about something that I know I will never have a full in-depth understanding of, even if I read the 94, 900, 5,000 page document. I took constitutional law. The book for one semester was 1,000 some pages. There's no way I'm ever going to understand it all. Understood it enough to get a B out the class and keep it moving, but it's not my forte. So I just want to say, I think everybody is doing too much. Y'all, at home political gurus need to just be quiet. Go outside, read a book.
I think everybody doing too much, but we're on the cusp of an election. We got two main candidates who are doing way too much and spitting all kind of rhetoric that is contradictory to everything that anybody can understand. My question to you is, during this time in this age that we're at right now, which is the information age or the internet age, where are people supposed to get their information? Because you can't really trust nothing that's on TV, because if you're with Fox, then you're bought out by the right wing, and if you're with CNN, left wing, okay, and then CNN is for the right wing. Like, depending on what channel you are, there's a bias, and you're not getting real information from the TV screen. Where should somebody go and get their information if they want to make a sound vote come November?
That's hard to say. And let me just say, you can go and read congressional, the Congress people don't even read that stuff. They embed so many laws and so many things in it. It's all a game.
Right.
When you look at it, when you're saying, when the young lady of the video you sent said that House Representative Bill 9747, that's not even what that bill was, the way she explained it. I went and looked it up and I was like, that's not even what that is. It just allowed, that simple thing that she put out there simply allows for us to continue until we get back and re-vote on it, because it runs out. Whatever the thing is,
correct,
it runs out. And so her explanation made people think that it was a fund specifically for immigration. And let me say this about immigration, because it's, since you sent that, I have had all day. I've reached out to my friends at FEMA, still waiting on a response. I reached out to my line sister, who is very politically involved. She comes from a family of political activists in Mississippi. And she, sent me some information to try to just go through the parts I could in that short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can read it for yourself. But even then, people have interpretation issues. I'm going to say this, and I hope I don't offend anyone. We're not the smartest country. We're not the smartest people.
Nowhere near.
We are, as you've said many times, we don't like to read. So we can read it, but we jump on the bandwagon. And so much of this stuff now is AI. I've been looking at videos of people who pretend to be somebody else, like Denzel Washington reading you this little book.
Oh, right. That is hilarious.
And I'm like,
dang, Denzel Washington coming out. He's so wise. I never knew he was so wise. He got all these great sayings.
Right. And it's like, that's not even, but somebody has figured out an AI.
Right.
I was talking to the guy that I do my auditions with, and he mentioned this new software that's coming out that is going to ruin it for people who you pay locations for. I'm not going to ever have to go to a location again. They use it for the pre-production of the Dunes. It's called, oh God, I'm going to look it up when we come back. I was like, so people like me need to learn how to use this, because after a while, they're going to just fabricate the actors. They're not even going to need to. So in this misinformation age, what I will not do is, I got to follow my own conscience. I'm not going to use any platform that I have to tell people not to vote. I'm not going to use any platform that I have to tell them to vote for a person I don't believe in.
Right.
That bill that she even talked about was a representative was a Republican who sponsored the whole bill. So
at this stage, you probably shouldn't even tell people to vote for who you do believe in, because chances are, whoever you believe in, you get misinformed. Everybody is misinformed. Nobody knows the truth. Everybody is lying and misleading and misguiding. Go ahead.
Have you ever been, when you went to high school, Maybe this will be a good example. And I know this is part of the reason why you work for yourself. When you were in high school, there's a leader in that building, right? And then there are teachers that fall under them, huh?
It was me. I was the leader in my high school.
So you were the principal?
No, I'm above the principal. That's my mentality. My mentality is this principal, this teacher, all these people are misguided. That's why I'm in this. I hated high school. That's why I'm in this situation. Them a lot in cahoots with my parents. I'm in a bad situation.
So your issue is way deeper than politics. Your issue is something.
I was just ahead of my time. I already knew what was going on. I already knew I saw the corruption. I saw the lies.
Same person that said. So how did it not corrupt everybody? Like how am I? I would assume then, based on what you're saying, I'm corrupt.
You think you're not corrupted? You are. You went to the same. You got the same programming I grew up under. I just understand that I was under a program, so I was able to at some point erase everything that I learned.
You spout this stuff. You say these things. You have these facts. You do all that, and then you don't have a solution for any of it. You're just saying it. That makes no sense to me. That's not even a smart statement.
The solution is to follow the orders of the Most High Universe, or whatever your God is, or whatever you believe.
So if we got however many million of people in this country, everybody in their own individual totality need to do in their own little space. Everybody. So you need to do best for you. Then your kids who are not old enough yet to know their frontal lobes. We all know scientifically they are not equipped to manage. Because if, like we say, if you eat ice cream every day, that's all they want, then that's gonna give them diabetes. And like we know certain things. So why would we not hold right? But you're just telling me that every single person, young, old, black, white, green, purple, needs to just manage whatever the Most High God, Most High Universe told them to do. Correct?
That'll be the best thing for you. Or you can follow what the white folks got for you.
Millions.
It's either one or the other. You either follow what the white folk got for you, which you know they lie.
The people who go to black school, that's the white people too.
Black school. What black school you know?
I'm just saying, like, what?
I'm saying, what black school do you know?
Imhotep over there in I don't know where they are located anymore, but it's an all black about the pharaohs and all this stuff. I've never been to that school, but I understand it to have a black African themed curriculum. So those people,
I don't know that school
program.
I don't know that school. I don't know the program that they under.
Not have. What about the people who are
the majority of the schools that people go to are not black schools?
Okay,
regardless if it's majority black people.
We're not even a majority though, Notty. That's why. If we're in Africa, so what do the people in Africa need to do? What do people in Asia need to do? What people need to do?
I'm not concerned about. I've never been to Africa. I've never been to Asia, so I don't understand that landscape for me to speak on it. But I'm in America. Yes, and we both know America is screwed up. You just made the whole soliloquy about misdirection and confusion.
No. I said that's what that young lady said. I did not agree with all of it. I've looked at most of it and found.
I just asked you where we supposed to get information from. You don't know where we should get information from because everybody is lying.
No, everybody you're more than welcome to read the documents for yourself. However, because we are not a very smart society, unfortunately, we have dumbed down so many times. We used to be very smart because it was a melting pot of ideas and things from every other country. Well, now that we're not so smart, you can go read it, but you're not always going to hell. I don't always understand. And I find myself to be a learned scholar. So I know every blow, and
because the way it's written to confuse.
Absolutely.
Right. And not only is it written to confuse, even if you did understand it and you decided to take advantage of the laws the way they're written, at any time they can go in and just change it on the fly. Well, this don't apply to us no more.
Well,
we want to do something different.
On the fly, there are ways. If we are not in office, if we are not engaged, if we're not, then they can do that. I found the Republicans who voted against the FEMA funding. We are not the majority, sadly. So you keep talking about everybody is equal. While they might all be doing some of the very similar things, they're doing them for different reasons. And I
didn't say everybody was equal. They put that in there. They the one that said all men are created equal. Told that lie.
No, I'm talking about you say both. You say Kamala and Donald Trump are the same to you. And I'm trying to say
they're on the same
not
team.
the same. Okay.
They're on the same team. We can't deny that.
I can deny that. I'm not going to
How can you deny that if
How are they on the
if you
same
understand
team if they're
anything
saying
about
two different
politics?
things? How can I say they're on the exact
Well,
same
one
team
of the candidates is saying a whole bunch of outlandish things. The other candidate is saying things on both sides. They don't know if they want to support fracking or they don't want to support fracking. Is healthcare going to be for everybody? Is healthcare not going to be for everybody? One of the candidates is clearly confused. So, I mean,
and I don't look at that particularly as confusion. I look at it as she said the other night in the 60 Minutes the interview, that she said, I've had the opportunity to go across the country and do some things, and I'm talking to the people, and I learned something. It's just like anybody else. It's like a born again Christian. Right. I used to be out here in these streets hoeing. I ain't no more. Whatever the case is, like I saw something different, and I'm gonna do different. When you know better, you do better. It's that simple. But Donald Trump doubles down every single time.
Wait. So you saying she out of the history of United States and politics, she's the only one that's telling the truth and know what she's doing?
I did not say that.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
Nope.
Just make sure we on the same page. That's all.
I don't think that unfortunately, the political game is a dirty one. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And sometimes they have deals that are not always in the best interest of this or the organization, the country as a whole. I was gonna make that analogy like a high school, but you totally threw that out the window. So I've thought all day about how.
But go ahead. The principal is let's say the principal is at the head of the high school. Even though she has a boss, but let's go ahead with the principal.
She does. It's the superintendent.
Right,
so,
right.
And then the superintendent has a boss too. Everybody got a boss. Superintendent of the state of the whatever.
All right.
When things come down, I remember my principal saying, listen, I have to have a 30,000 foot view of this whole thing. I might make a decision that is going to make ROTC not as happy as it's going to make the math department, as it might make, English really happy, or funds came in a different way for this thing. So we got to go this way with it. Because when Bill and Melinda Gates came in and gave money to the schools, if we want the money, you're going to have to do it a certain way. It's just like schools they're making you not talk about comparative race theory. Is that it? In elementary school, nobody's discussing that. It's an upper level grad school course. Not even in law school do we discuss that. So now federal funding is attached to, if you talk about black, white, gay, straight, kinds of homosexual, like all those things. All I'm saying is that sometimes as a leader, unfortunately, and you'll find this when you start to employ more men, you can't do just the perfect thing for Robbie as you would for Bobby, as you would with Mike. You're going to have to do what's best for Notty's Emporium. And it might not be best for Bobby or Ricky or Mike. That's all I'm saying. Politics makes it that way too. As the president, you can't just go fix the thing for this race or that one, or you can't go fix it for just women, or you can't just fix it for, you have to look at the totality and what's going to work for everybody. Of course, I know there's no size fits all. There's no one size fits all. Somebody's going to suffer. Right now, it's the middle class. We are suffering. We are paying more in taxes. We're paying more for groceries. We're paying more for gas, all those kinds of things.
Right.
We cannot.
So who's it working for?
But you have to work. But you have to also understand that when I make a law, it does not always go into effect. If I sign it today, it's not going to happen today. And you don't see the implications of said law until years later. Just like when Jimmy Carter did all that negotiation to get the POWs released. Guess what? They came in January. Ronald Reagan was now the president. So everybody says, yay, Reagan got them released. No, he didn't. He put in all that work for them, however many 3-4 years that he was trying to get it done. He didn't get any credit for that unless you read and know how it works. So I'm not saying that y'all always say we were so much better under Trump, but half of that stuff was because Obama had gotten some things done that put in place to help, that spilled over into it, that helped. Same thing with Trump. Some of that stuff spilled over into where we are. I don't think I just don't. I think it's irresponsible of so many of us to have so much to say when we don't fully understand how the politics works. We don't understand the laws. We just think whatever. Just like you said, you gave the lady in DeKalb County an opportunity. You voted for her for the first time. You're gonna see what she does.
Right.
She's gonna have her hands tied as a new senator or representative. Her hands gonna be tied. You're a junior representative, senator, whatever her position was. You don't even have the clout to even make decisions. You get a vote, that's it. You're not on no committees, you're not on any of that stuff. And then comes back, you're like, she ain't doing nothing. I ain't vote for her again. It's just
if you understand what you're voting for, like when I voted for the CEO, I understand, okay, what is her job entail? What does she actually do? So I can only hold her accountable for what she's allowed to actually do in that position. I can't hold her accountable for DeKalb County becoming Las Vegas because she doesn't have that kind of power to make all those decisions. But when it comes to things such as the roads, the parks, if places are clean, housing, and things
but
of that
nature. But when the board doesn't vote for it, then what? That's on her. It does that now. It falls under her, but that's not because she didn't want it. It's because they didn't vote for it.
You're correct. And you also vote for the members on the board. So you hold each individual accountable. And if they don't do the things that the people want, then the people go in and they have them removed. That's how that goes.
Absolutely how it's supposed to. But these senators sit for 6 years. That makes no sense. In the presidential election, the president is 4 years, the senator is 6. So
it's been that way a long time.
Gonna be, and some of them been sitting for 4 and 5 terms.
Correct. That's why it's very important that when people go and vote for the House, the people of the House, that you do your research. You just don't.
We're not a smart enough
because they're Republican. You actually need to do your homework.
Absolutely.
Look at their resume.
Not blame the president if stuff doesn't get passed. It's not even the president's job. That's what I'm saying. Like you're talking about these bills that are passed. That's not something the president does.
You're correct.
Unless they make an executive order.
You're absolutely correct.
House Representative Bill 9747, that wasn't on Kamala. That wasn't on her.
I didn't say it was on Kamala.
But that's what the person who sent me the video, and you said, I've done the research. Yes, she did. I watched that thing multiple times. I have lost sleep over that shit today.
About FEMA. And why these people ain't getting the money that they need to get.
Funding. When you get funding, the senators and the representatives have to vote on it. So if we're run by the Republicans and they say no, then now it's Joe Biden's fault that it's messed up. FEMA doesn't run itself.
I don't think nobody blamed anybody, but unfortunately, a lot of these things that are happening are under Joe Biden's watch. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. It's on your watch. Don't let things happen under your watch.
Republicans. Let me see if Georgia's on here. My Georgia. We got Tennessee, Oklahoma, Illinois, Colorado, North Carolina, Florida, Arizona, Florida again, Indiana, Ohio. Damn near every Republican representative. I'm looking to see if there's any senators voted against the FEMA funding. That's why they don't have it. That's why they had to do 9747 to extend it until we can get the funding they needed. That's not on Biden, though.
I didn't say it was on Biden. I just said it's under his watch.
Right, but you continue.
It's under your watch.
Thank you for the break. I said I wasn't gonna get upset today.
You shouldn't get upset. It's a good conversation.
Water for everybody.
I'm glad we brought it up. When we get back, we're gonna get to the controversial truth, which may dive a little bit more into it. I don't know. We'll see. Arle, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
How should I be ashamed of myself? I really would like to know.
I'll let you know when we get back.
Please do. I'm excited to hear.
This is gonna be a quick one.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of the road, Arle?
Yes.
It's not comfortable, is it?
No.
Dogs and poodles, if you find yourself in a jam on the side of the highway, give my folks at Bay 11 Towing a call, 404-770-6949. Again, that's 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in Metro Atlanta is very stressful and dangerous. Bay 11 Towing is who you need to call, whether you're dealing with a flat tire, dead battery, full-on breakdown, or whatever that may have you on the side of the road. Call our folks at Bay 11 Towing, and they will get to you with a competitive rate and quicker than everybody else in town. Again, that's Bay 11 Towing. That number is 404-770-6949.
What's happening? This is David Banner, OneManCave.com. Stay blessed. God bless, baby.
Holy.
We're back with the No Show. Woohoo! Welcome back. You have 12 more minutes of our insight and dynamic conversation. Welcome. Oh, we want to ask y'all. We were thinking about changing time, so put that on your thought processes. 5 o'clock is rough for Arlie because she be trying to get off her job that she don't want to be on no way, but she's thankful. And it just makes it difficult for me to research the BS that Notty sends me that I got to spend all night researching. And I be sending him stuff late and he get mad and it just turns into a thing. So perhaps if we push it back, which would mess me up for in the morning, but hey, let us see what happens. Tell us what y'all think in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, y'all chime in because, this really y'all show. So, just let us know, what time would suit you all better. If there's a better time on Wednesday, whether it's 7, 8, or if this time works, like I said, we got to look out for Arlie. I feel that because I want her to be at her best at all times. I want her to have her hair done, so she don't have to wear the Kango and not feel cute. All that's going to be important to me and Arlie and you all. So we get the best. Look at
the people out there love me anyway, cute or not.
I agree. Everybody on your side. I'm the residential bad guy, but that's okay.
I think you like it there. I just think
your
whole purpose is to just see who you can one up. Like, I'm gonna get y'all today.
No, I like the truth.
Tell you this today. So if immigration policy is bad, what
I like
other
perspective.
is that your thing? Like, who took your job? What immigration person took something from somebody we know? I haven't had. That's not my issue. My issue is women's rights.
Okay, I'm all down with women's rights.
What? I love you
I'm
too.
down with women's rights. Yeah. I'm down with rights for Black people. And this is my story in the controversial truth. I don't know if you heard this one, but Daryl George, this Black kid right here, was being punished in school for the way he wears his hair. So the U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Brown denied his re-enrollment because he tried to re-enroll into the high school that he was punished in. Now, his whole junior year, he was
in school
suspension. Right, which is terrible. Right, so he went to actually another high school. So I looked at Barbers Hill High School in Mount Bellevue. I looked at on the internet. Out of 262 staff members, they only have 3 Black teachers. 2 of them are coaches. All of the custodians and janitors are Black and Latino. I just don't understand this. Now, the Crown Act that was passed, I think that was passed in 2023, says that
2019 in California.
Okay, that you cannot discriminate against a person for the way they wear their hair, whether it's locks, bantu knots, braids, etc., etc. Now, afros, right? Now they only got this law passed in like 25 states. Georgia is not one of those states, but Texas, where he lives, is one of those states.
It is.
So I'm like, when you discriminate against somebody's hairstyle and what they wear, you really discriminating against that race of person, because let's just keep it real. All those hairstyles we just named, those are Black people hairstyles and textures, and nobody else. So if the judge is not even honoring the Crown Act, we just talked about law and what's being written. And I just told you how they don't even follow the law when it's right there in their face. This is something that has been passed. I just don't understand. So my question to you is, what do we do when you have a law that's supposed to support you and protect you, but yet and still you're being punished because that law is not protecting you?
I think Texas does have the Crown Act. I'm not sure how his issue falls under there, only because what they're saying is that they're not while they are discriminating against him because his locks, they have a rule in their school that so they did. There are two parts to it. It was gender discrimination and racial discrimination. They threw out the race, left the gender, because they're saying that he's, I guess, saying, girls are allowed to have bangs, which would fall in the hair, because their rule in that particular system is that you can't have hair that falls below the eyebrow, below the collar. He wears it to the side every day, apparently, to keep it from doing what they said it was going to do, but they say it could happen. So I'm not sure. I have to read the complaint to have a better understanding, and then their answer to the complaint to understand why the Crown Act isn't being invoked in this regard. Perhaps the Crown Act is not for gender, since they said it was gender and race, one or the other, because when I haven't read the full Crown Act, but it said it was a law that forbids discrimination based on hair texture and hairstyles. It's especially Black women and girls in schools. And so I'm not sure if by them saying it falls under gender now that he was discriminated against, that now they can go back in and do it as a Crown Act.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, the Judge Jeffrey Brown, saying that it was too late in the game for him.
They appealed. They filed it too late.
Right. Or some say, and they saying that he don't think that they could win, considering the fact that, he moved schools.
Mm-hmm.
He went to another school, so he's not even in that district anymore. So I just don't know. It's just too confusing. But I just think it's sad that a kid would get punished. You'll get in-school suspension. I mean, the mental turmoil that he had to go through because of who he is as a person. I mean, that's just shame. I
totally agree. It's just like that in 2019 when that young wrestler was out there about to wrestle. I think his mom might have been white and his dad was black. I don't know, but he had locks. And they wouldn't let him wrestle until they literally physically, the referee cut his hair right there before,
Yeah, that's terrible.
That was egregious, in my opinion. Speaking as a woman who has natural hair and having gone to law school, several of our mentors who were already practicing in the field would come and do sessions with us about, skirts not being being longer, and the heel type that you wore, and the clothing and all of that. And so oftentimes we would find ourselves like, well, wait a minute. If you had, like, I have naturally curly, then that will turn into troll doll hair. And those situations were always trying to, like, make sure if you're going to do that, slick it back, because it's the aesthetic of what law looks like. It's a lot of white male lawyers. I don't know when we got to the point where we used to have to shave our heads and do all this stuff, because I think they found our hair intriguing. And my friend said her daughter the other day, she goes to a very mixed school, but predominantly white. And she's in Virginia, and the little girl, they asked her what she liked most about herself. And I was so happy to hear this response. I like my hair because my mama said, the rest of y'all, she didn't need to say the rest of it. I like my hair most because I can do a whole bunch of stuff with my hair. I can braid it, I can sew it, I can do this. Y'all can't do nothing but wear it nasty and straight, like whatever she said. And it was like, oh Lord, we didn't mean for her to go to school and say that. But it's true. I think part of the fascination or the fight against us is because you want to be us. You get fillers in your lips to fill your lips. You go tanning beds, darker skin. You see them in braids, or you see them.
You see them in locks sometimes.
And locks. It was a man I saw I was watching the 60 Minutes the other night, and it was funny. He was a Republican who looked like he would have been on a beach somewhere, but he was in Arizona with locks and yelling, Trump, 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 Trump. And I was like, this is really weird.
Do you think there's any jealousy involved?
I think so. And I think the other part is, like, and let me say this, we don't often like our natural hair, which is why wig sales are so high. We don't like the way, because I have been walked up to multiple times and been like, and you're like, what?
I don't understand that.
Your hair is so big. Oh,
ever since I was younger, the girls that had straight hair and perms and stuff, like, they were weird to me. I always liked the girls that had the afros or whatever was natural. I was like, that looks like them. But I was seeing that they were changing their hair because the other kids would talk about them, and I just didn't understand that. But come after a while, I realized it was the programming, it was the TV, it was the magazines, because back in the day,
Representation matters.
right? Representation matters, and they weren't being represented properly. So
not in
I
dolls,
just didn't understand it.
Not on television. When you see when they would, they've done those studies where they'll put a black doll, a white doll in front of a child. They could be the exact same. And the child would both of them pick the white one because that's what we've been programmed. I struggle with it. And I think like but let's say this, if you have like grandparents who, let's say, are 70 or above, probably 80 or above, they don't like 70 or above, don't like that wild natural hair because they were harmed for being themselves.
Right.
Afro was a symbol of it came out of like a symbol of protest, the Afro pig, all that. And I think, unfortunately, and I remember somebody saying, they were like, this is the hair that grows out of my head. What do you mean this? You need to do something with that. What? It's the hair that grows out of my head. So I think we're turning a curve in some of that. I don't know. I feel like there's some parts of the legalities of it that we're missing in this. It shouldn't have happened. The student should be able to wear his hair how he sees fit. Now, if they go back and say, it was a distraction, this is the reason we did this, but there's a reason why they even made that rule. I don't think because there are not even enough Black and Hispanic students in their population to have made that rule. They made it for boys who have, coming in there swinging hair and doing extra. They could have been making it to try to help with their LGBTQ plus population. Like, we can't have you in here with long wigs. Like, you just don't know. I don't know what the reason, but it's not enough of this there for them to have made that.
Maybe we need an anti-hate for Black people too. I don't know. My mama calling me. Let me see what this lady wants.
Hey,
mama.
Hey, what's up, John?
What you want?
Look, I want to comment on this black hair thing.
Okay.
While y'all sitting here talking about all this black, do y'all understand? We are talking about Black people that gotta have a reparation for their hair.
I hear you. I don't get it.
Why?
That's what I'm confused about.
Ought to be able to go to white boys can wear their hair down, look like girls all day. You see some of them, you don't even know they boys. Ain't nobody got a reparation. What if I say I don't want you white, so I'm gonna have to write a reparation so you can be white?
I mean, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
it is.
But it's just kind of stupid. But wait, let me finish. As a race, we don't stand up though. We don't. We are letting this little boy go through that. They came out here and now you murder one of us, we're gonna have a whole parade. We're gonna have a parade up and down the street. We're gonna make the Black Lives Matter. Why don't his life matter with his hair? We need a parade for the little boy hair.
Well, I feel like
the right to wear his hair. I would not cut my hair. I would not let my son cut my hair.
He's not. Nope. I don't think he is. I think it's a point, but it's almost like any other law and sadly they do have to make a law, but when he wins, it'll be like Roe versus Wade or Brown versus Board of Education. You don't get to benefit from the law.
Ari, why do we have to have a law to wear our hair?
You're right, but I'm saying we've been discriminated against so much about it that they had to put something in writing.
We are always discriminated against. We are always discriminated against. If it ain't a hair, next week it's gonna be that he buckled up too much and he became too butch. Now we don't want him to have muscles.
Right.
It's gonna be something. They're gonna find something.
Right.
Absolutely right.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, Ma. You made some good points today. I thank you.
Yeah. Why do we have to have a law for our hair? Sadly,
you weren't even talking crazy today.
Well, I said I was gonna tone it down a little bit for you.
Don't let Notty tell you what to do. We like
right.
When I tell you, y'all don't call. Wait a minute, don't hang up.
Okay.
What y'all don't call me on is this Trump stuff. You know how I feel about it.
I already know.
You wait and call me about some hair.
Right. No. I ain't gonna call you about this Trump.
Yes, I wish you had been listening, Miss Stacey, because me and Notty, I'm gonna fight him.
I've been listening, but he won't call me on the Trump stuff. He come on. We have a deep.
I know.
But
let's pray for your baby.
Stuff.
You already know.
Yeah, I'm trying. All right. I
know
what's wrong with him.
I know. He
I'm
fell on his
gonna talk
head
to you
one or
later.
two times. It was one or
I'll
two
talk to you
times.
later, Mama.
Okay.
Get you out of here. You was doing good at first.
Okay, later.
Have a good night. Yeah, it's not fair that we have to legislate things that should just be human kindness, but
Right.
unfortunately, and it's gonna have to be like that for a lot of things. I think in part because we're starting to see similar like issues with Trump. Like I want us to start talking about the difference between migrants and immigrants. People keep interchanging those words. And
They
all
do.
immigrants and migrants aren't the same.
Right.
An immigrant is a person who came over here. You could be an illegal one. You're not an illegal migrant. You came over here to work. So what's the problem? Like I it's so many parts to it, but they're gonna have to start
You're right.
legislating. They did it to remember when Hurricane Katrina, and they were calling all the black people, we call refugees. And
Right.
that's not even a legal term for us.
You're correct.
You from here. That's from somebody that came from some other country. We all
Right.
here. I came from New Orleans. It does feel like a different country sometimes, but it is not.
Right. Well, let's do this. Let's get out of here, go to a break. When we come back, let's just do 10 minutes of chat. Get the people involved, see what they got to say. And we're gonna wrap this thing up right here on the No Show. Make sure y'all hit that like and that subscribe button, that share. Do that. Is it too early to tell y'all what I was thinking about yesterday then on this note?
Go ahead. Here we go. We get ready to dump you.
I really thought about this for about an hour yesterday.
Okay. All right, let's hear it.
2028, man, I'm thinking about running for president of the United States. If I start right now today,
Notty,
if I start my
you got my support, man.
Because guess what I'm gonna do? I was thinking about a reparations plan. I was thinking about a re-education plan, getting teachers raises. Like I really was formulating my whole campaign. And I said, if I start today, in 4 years, will I be ready to be president of the United States of America?
Like I just said, Donald Trump with no experience was president of the United States of America. He's got a good chance of winning again. Hell no, why not?
Right.
I believe in you. I trust you. I believe in you way more than I do Trump. So why would I vote for you, Notty?
Yeah, I'm for president.
Yeah.
2028.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you on board, Arle. You're gonna get on board soon, because I'm gonna do things that's gonna help you and your people.
Help me.
You ain't gonna have all this confusion that you got right now. You ain't gonna have none of that confusion.
Notty,
no
I ain't
Everything
never
gonna be written out.
I'm smart. My mama made sure that I had books over boys, so you ain't gonna never call me confused about nothing.
I don't like that word, smart, because I don't know.
I am intelligent.
Intelligent is correct.
And I am an independent thinker. I do not ride bandwagons.
That's a positive
I
thing.
find humor in things.
Right, but you can go along with what makes sense, though, right? Let's get to the chat. You ain't got what I was hoping that you had some start.
I did. I started 4 things already.
Okay, let's go.
You not gonna read them? I'm still starring. You read them.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be Ryan Stewart today. I'm gonna read.
That's not good.
Loose Neck got what do you say? If you are Arlie Glasses, you may be entitled to compensation.
These glasses, boy, and I keep having to push them up because they don't have no thing on them. So I can, if you just joining the No Show, or if you watch the 2 Live Stews Experience in the morning, Arlie struggles. Arlie is she struggles with glasses. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I'm eating them. I don't know what's happening. I don't put them in my mouth, so I don't put it in my mouth. I don't know what's happening. They just go away. Something happened, but I won't throw them away because my daddy said electric tape fix everything. That's what he said.
That might be the problem.
Maybe so.
Let me go to this next one before I get in trouble. My favorite younger brother, my favorite cousin died of breast cancer. She was pretty like you, Arlie, and a delta of sorrow. Rest her soul. Yeah, man.
Shout out to your cousin, younger brother. It's so many people. It's almost like when people, you hear the word cancer. Both of my parents had some type of cancer, and I was like, Lord, genetics is not on my side. So I try my best to eat healthy and exercise and not get stressed about people or things, because that stuff incubates in your body and makes it worse sometimes. So shout out to your cousin, younger brother. Praying for your family.
Yeah, I hate that. I wish we just had a way to prevent it or a way to really cure it instead of treating it. You know,
And
my
there
aunt,
is a girl, we'll talk about that. There's a girl who we think found a cure in her life. They be threatening her life. It's
well,
terrible.
Dr. CB had a cure, but that's once again,
Or there.
if-
He dead too. They
right,
don't have
and we understand how he died. He was murdered, right?
Yep.
So, um, Ramiro Head, I know she ghetto AF. That must mean
Oh, he talking about Jaguar, right?
yeah, super loud. It's hard to listen to her speak, in my opinion. I don't. She might be ghetto. I don't know. I just know that every time I see her speak, she seems so hurt. You know,
She
she
does. I don't
seems
know what
like
got her.
mentally stressed out. You know,
I
like
think she did have some drug addictions, and perhaps that altered. I think that's alleged. I'll have to go look that up to double check. If because I feel like she said it in something I listened to, and perhaps it altered her thoughts about. Sometimes that stuff does mess with your mind. Not to say she's not telling a truth. I'm not saying that. Yeah.
FM. Left wing and right wing is on the same corporate bird promoting white supremacy. I agree. It's just still capitalism at the end of the day. It don't really matter what side you go on, you still on the same plane. If you sit on the left side of the aisle or you sit on the right side of the aisle, we still in the same plane. We're going in the same direction at the end of the day. Ryan Stewart. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Good to have you in the house, man. What, Notty? You were above the principal? Yeah, in my mind I was. And let me tell you a story. When I was in my last year in high school, they tried to expel me out of high school. So I ended up getting suspended. I was suspended for like 10 days. And I had to go through this hearing now. The administrative principals, these are the ones under the principal. They were like, even though they found nothing against me wrong, they still decided to put me out of school. I had to appeal it. I had to appeal it to the principal.
Mm-hmm.
When I took it to the principal's office, she said, "Man, these folk crazy." She said, "You didn't do nothing." She said, I need you to come back to school immediately." So in that moment, she was the head of the school, but from my mind, I'm always the chief honcho, That's just how it is. But I will acknowledge that without her, I would have been expelled from school because she had to make the decision.
Well, I've been in some trouble. Now this is funny. Damn, Arlie, you was in these streets doing what like a garden tool. I was trying to use it as an example. I was so frustrated. I was trying to make something like
I
this.
heard you.
No,
I was
I
like,
was
that
not
Arlie was
out
out
in
there.
these streets.
You
Margaret
was in
and
those
Bobby
streets.
did
Stop
not play
playing.
that. Margaret and
You
Bobby
was-
didn't play that. My parents had a leash and a muzzle and a harness and a pick some, a chastity belt. You pick it. I had it on me. I had the earliest curfew of all of my classmates, even up until my senior year. I had to be in by no later than I think it was 11:30. It was something ridiculous. Everybody else was just coming out. I'd be like, dog. And I'd be like, Daddy, they just going. Well, you'll be passing them when you go through the door.
that was your senior year. After
No,
a
I'm
while,
talking about up through.
you got out of there. Well, you
No.
remember them days you was hanging with BMF and all them? Yeah,
Well,
you.
I was grown. I wasn't sexing nobody. I wasn't sexolating
I'm
nobody.
just saying you was in those streets.
I was in the streets for a little while.
Right. It ain't. Well, he ain't say he was in the streets as a high schooler.
He said
He
I
just
was
saying
in a
period.
garden tool. I wasn't a
I
garden
mean, I
tool
don't know.
though.
I don't know what kind of tool you were. I just know
Not
you
it.
was
I
in
will
those.
come through this damn picture, whatever this thing, this internet, and snatch a knot in your head. Like I'm call your mom and tell her the next time she see you to do it for me. I was not a garden tool. I was a good Christian girl.
I'm pretty sure.
And then I'm trying to figure out. Anyway, yeah. Go ahead. Finish reading something.
Tex Vor. It fits the pattern that people who been brutally abused when they were young behave crazy when they're adults. Jag, Britney Spears, Orlando Brown, Amanda Burns, and so many others.
I think it's too much for those young kids to be celebrities. That's how I think. because all those are child stars, I think, except for Jaguar Wright. She might have been like in her early 20s, but all those child stars, so many of them struggle. So many of them struggle. If you don't have balance, if you I look at even my brother's group, Mr. 4 boys. My brother had balance with 2 parents. One of them went, into drinking and alcohol. Another one kind of just got lost, and the other one really, he grew up and got into like business stuff. But I remember, oh Lord, I almost fell. That wouldn't be cute.
Oh, be careful! You standing up on that thing again?
No, I'm sitting down. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Me, I'm gonna stand up. This me standing up. It don't change. But anywho, that's not important. I just think as a child star, it's hard. I don't know Jaguar Wright's story though, but I do feel like I heard her do an interview and she talked about some substance abuse, and I think allegedly, I don't know, wouldn't think about that. But anyway.
I had 2 more.
Yes, sir.
My 80-year-old dad will not and doesn't own a pair of white socks today because that was all they were given to wear back in the day. Damn.
Yep. That's rough. I mean, my mama, it's certain things. My mama, I had to do that when I was young. Like, she loves fruit now because fruit was a treat only at Christmas time. They could only get like apples, and not apples, but like certain kind of walnuts and stuff, or any kind of like nuts and things like that, and oranges and stuff. My mama said that only came at Christmas, and so now she buy it every day, all day. She just wants all the grapes and fruits and stuff. So sometimes,
damn, what? They letting y'all eat fruit in Mississippi?
We were poor.
Damn,
it was too expensive. Mama was drinking powdered milk at school. She said she used to have milk and drink the water in it and make the powder. And sometimes my grandmama would cook chicken feet. Ain't no meat on feet.
A lot of places you go, fruit grow on trees and stuff like that.
We didn't have fruit trees in that area in Mississippi Delta.
I know. And I was reading a report that said that was done purposely.
Okay.
To make us have to buy fruit and things like that. And
I'm sure
intentionally nourish us and things of that nature.
We have plenty of blueberries. Blackberries. My mama wrote a book called Blackberry Memories. Shout out to my mama for her book. Everybody go get Blackberry Memories. Dr. Margaret Wilson.
We need Doug. No, we already got Doug for that.
Doug said he ain't doing it. So it's you now, Notty.
No, we're gonna let Doug
get it, Notty. Get it, Notty.
Sexy Red was on WWE Monday night too. I watched her.
Child.
Yeah, she be doing her thing. But I was like, man, at some point, Doug gotta go ahead and handle that.
Gotta get her together. Doug, get your girlfriend together. She wilding out.
Not his mama is the real MVP. Shout out to my mama for calling today, getting her 2 cents.
We're gonna come up with a ask our mama.
She made a lot of sense this time. I agree.
She made a lot of sense the last time. I mean, your mama make a lot of sense. Now you just don't be wanting to listen to the people with sense.
I give credit where credit due. She has some points, but sometimes she be a little bit over the top. But anyway, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all leave in the comments. What time is y'all think is best for the No Show to go on?
6. FM said 6.
And we'll review. I always go back and watch the show and look at all the chats and things like that. So, y'all just, this y'all show. We do this for y'all. Y'all let us know. You know what I just realized? The whole show I ain't have my light on.
Because you are in the dark side in a lot of ways. That is symbolic of the way your brain works.
I blame you for distracting me.
Okay. Make it my fault. See, this people like that, they always make it somebody else's fault. It's somebody else's fault. He can cut his light on way over wherever he is. Yep, I take it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like I said, hit the like, subscribe, share. We'll be back next week, maybe at a new time. We got a new segment coming up. We're just trying to figure out the name. But y'all, and guess what? I'm for real. I'm gonna give away this bottle of Southern Edge
next week.
Make sure hold me to it. This bottle of Southern Edge gotta go next week.
It's going to somebody. Somebody gonna get drunk with the No Show, or at least spirited.
Right. Until next time, we'll see y'all. We love you. Peace.